Hey everyone, welcome back to Bird Talk with Terrence Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel Atlanta Sports Unlimited and turn on those notifications so you don't miss an episode. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the simplest fantasy game on the market. You can pick from multiple platforms. And get this, sign up using the code ASU and Prize Picks will 100% match your initial offer up to $100. Download the app for free at the Google Play Store or the App Store. Well, it's been a long time coming, but we are finally here.
Finally here, man. But the good thing we got a great college football this past week,
Mhm.
and to tune us up for pro ball. So it's
Yeah,
time. This weekend is probably it's I can't compare it to Christmas weekend because that's the birth of Christ. That's his day. But it's when you go to the give kids part of it, running up under that Christmas tree. This is probably second to that because you got college football and pro football on the same weekend. Boy, that's a man's dream.
and like you said, the Falcons are back at it this week. They take on those pesky Saints Sunday at 1 o'clock at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And with that, Arthur Smith has finally released a full Falcons depth chart. So we just found out finally who the center would be, which is,
Right.
I guess we'll get to that. But how are you feeling heading into this first game of the year?
Well, Falcons are underdogs at home, which that goes out the window when these two teams play. I've been
Exactly.
in a few of those games, and um, matter of fact, I've been in 16 of those games.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the records go out the window, point spread, whatever is out the window. Here's two franchises that came in approximately the same time. They're so close to each other, and it's a big dislike because both has domes. Well, both had Mercedes-Benz dome until the
Yeah.
Saints changed their name. So it's almost like we're brothers. We're like step brothers fighting
I
against
say
each other.
cousins. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I understand.
step brothers fighting against each other every year. And uh, man, this is gonna be a good game. Even though on paper the Saints roster is better than the Falcons roster.
Yeah.
But, like I just said, this game is going to be opening day. Here's a chance for the Atlanta Falcons on opening day to show the new improved Atlanta Falcons football team and to be on top of the division after week one. And if that's not motivation for you, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I was reading, I guess, what Terrence had to say about Terrence Moore, that is, not Terrence Mathis, but he was talking about looking through a rose-colored glasses in reference to how the Falcons. Again, it's hard for me not to be optimistic. I don't know
Right,
what it is; it's just hard.
right,
So I'm excited, and I feel like the Falcons do have a shot at winning this
right,
game,
right.
100%.
Well, yeah, and I understand, the optimistic view that fans have, and I understand the other side of it that people say they can't see it, and I'm gonna give you the reasons why there's skepticism when it comes to this Atlanta Falcons football team. Here's something that I looked up, and it's amazing to me
Hmm.
that you have basically one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 first time Atlanta Falcons starters
Mm, wow.
out of 22. That's offensively and defensively. You
Yeah.
got you got a rookie Drake London Wilkinson that came over. You got Dahlman who played a little bit, but his first, really being on a depth chart week one.
Yeah.
Zacchaeus, Mariota first time here, and then you have Patterson who's going to be his first time starting the opening game
Hmm.
as a starting running back. And then you look at the defense where you look at what I call it Big O um, starting, and then you got Walker, Evans, Carter, and Hayward. All these guys are new to this roster and starting for the Atlanta Falcons for the first time. So I can understand the the skeptics out there, but as we said weeks ago, here's a football team that don't care. They just want to go out there, play, have fun, play with energy whatsoever, and prove the critics wrong.
Hmm.
I'm not hearing if we win, if this happens, we have a chance to win. I'm hearing, hey, we're gonna go out there and play and do what we have to do. That's what I'm hearing. So I like that energy, and I hope they take it all the way up to kickoff. And I hope they keep that when adversity happens in this game, because there's going to be some adversity in this game, and the way you respond to that adversity is going to determine the outcome of this football game.
Arthur Smith has been still kind of vague about the Drake London situation. I'm looking here on the depth chart. It does show him, as you said, he's listed as the starter. Does that mean he's probably going to be there Sunday starting, or can you be listed as the leader on the depth chart and still may not play on Sunday?
Yeah, you could be. This is the official depth chart. You're optimistic of you.
No.
The official depth chart does not go in until Sunday morning.
Okay. And the reason why I only brought that up is because he's been changing the depth chart week to week.
Right.
So I wouldn't put it past him to change it, like you said,
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Yeah. This Sunday morning is the official depth chart.
Okay.
I think it has to go in 9, 10 o'clock, sometime 2 or 3 hours before the game, whatever it may be. But here's the thing. I think Arthur Smith likes to play with the media a lot. I
Hmm.
think it's one of those things that let me play with him a little bit. Well, this guy's maybe starting, this guy may be playing. Well, I don't know, this and that, but here's the thing, and I like the way he's playing the game with the medias, because they're asking the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. Like, they want him to say what they want to hear,
Hmm.
but he's not doing it. But at some point, you're going to have to make a stand and say, this is what it is, and this is how we're going to do it, and squash it off. Because you can't play with them, because it plays with you internally. Because now you're giving mixed messages. You may go to your team and says, hey, look, what I'm saying to the media doesn't mean anything, blah, 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 blah. But you make that mistake and start the wrong guy when you said the other guy gonna start. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna get it right Sunday, and we're gonna see who's gonna play. Drake London he's back at practice whatsoever. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Yeah. We, like you said, we were talking about the other additions and the new starters. How do you feel about Zacchaeus?
I love it. I love it, man. I thought he should have been a big part of the offense last year, and he's going to be a big part of the offense this year. You have a chance to get him matched up with uh, a corner in the slot, or that third corner coming off when you go three wides whatsoever. When you can bring Edwards in and you go three wides with Pitts. Now you got to figure out who you want to play Zacchaeus with. You put a safety on him, he's gonna run by him. You put a
Mhm.
linebacker on him, he's gonna run by him. You put the third guy in there, he's gonna run by him. This guy is a difference maker. He's a playmaker, and I hope he's involved in the game plan. Um, a lot more this year, because I believe, me personally, I think it's going to be a breakout year for him.
He definitely has speed. I've seen him make some great catches and get
Yeah,
away from people, and I feel like he does need to be involved more so we can see those talents come out.
right,
We got Cordero listed as the number one running back, who we didn't
right,
see take a snap in the preseason.
right.
So is that more just about we know what CP can do, or is that more about we're not sure on them other backs yet either?
Well, I think it's more about they know what he can do from what he did last year,
Hmm.
and they're banking on another year like last year. And you know, I, you know, everybody's different, but when you got to get some snaps in the preseason. You know what I'm saying? You got to get some snaps just to feel the speed and the intensity and the physicality of the game that you're missing during camp, because you're not doing any of that in camp.
Yeah.
So you got to get some of that, and then your first contact going to be on opening day. Um, that's surprising to me as a veteran that he didn't get any snaps
Yeah.
in preseason. That's just unheard of, especially for a running back.
Yeah, I definitely wanted him to get some action in, like you said, just to get more acclimated. Because
Mhm.
we remember last season, Arthur set all the starters, and it seemed like we didn't
Right,
get acclimated to game
right,
3.
right, right.
So at least the other guys have played, but
Yeah,
hopefully he can get up to speed,
yeah,
immediately
yeah,
with that. As far as the defense, yeah, we got a lot of guys that young
yeah.
guys from previous years that are going to be starting. We finally get to see Richie Grant as a starter.
Mhm. Yes.
That's going to
Now I forgot him in there, Richie Grant. Yes, there's another one.
yeah.
So first time starter. So it's gonna. I like this defense. It's made for speed, um, and that's the key to this game. But also, uh, I want to see how well they tackle
Mhm.
week one. That's going to be a key because um, what you're about to see with this Saints team is first, we start at the quarterback position. You got a big physical quarterback that you're going to have to put on the ground. You can't
Yeah.
just try to hit him and without wrapping him up. You got to put him on the ground. And then you got a running back like Alvin Kamara, who's just elusive. And you're going to have to use that speed to get to him and then wrap up. You're going to have to get there. Every helmet has to get there. And then the interesting part is we got to see what Michael Thomas, after not playing for 2 years, we got to see what he's going to do. He is he going to create problems? Then you have Olave, the rookie, that I had number one on my board coming out of the draft. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do. But then you have Landry that came over from Cleveland, so
Yeah.
you got some weapons offensively at your disposal that can create some matchup problems. But the key is I feel that if we put pressure on Winston, we have opportunity to have some success. And that's the question mark of this game. Can we put pressure on the quarterback? If we can't put pressure on the quarterback, we're going to see a 7-on-7 session. And that's not going to be fun to watch.
No, you're 100% right about that. Um, I feel like the Falcons offense can hopefully can maintain their own, but we got to get pressure on that quarterback. We've
Right.
got to be able to make him uncomfortable
Right.
and try to pull out that old Jameis Winston, one who
Yeah.
will give you some
Yeah.
gifts.
Yeah. Exactly. Hold on. I dropped something. I got something to talk about here. Made notes. I want, as we talked about the Saints and we talked about
Mhm.
their offense, here's an interesting thing. We haven't heard since uh, Sean Payton has left the organization. We haven't heard anything about Taysom Hill.
No, we haven't. That's
Taysom
a good
Taysom
point.
Hill is on the depth chart as the second tight end.
Wow.
So now understand this. That becomes a problem too when you go with a two tight end set and you have him in there, or you bring him in as a tight end and flex him out with the other three receivers and Kamara in the backfield.
Mhm.
So we're gonna have to be prepared. We're gonna have to be really on our game. And then the addition of Tyron Matthew is just caginess. Can't make any mistakes with that football. He's gonna, we can't make any mistakes. We got to know where he is at all times. And then you have arguably one of the best corners in the league in Lattimore. And so, and then they will put if you don't protect Cam Jordan, gonna get there.
Mhm.
I think he has more sacks against the Falcons than any other team he's ever faced.
And
So we're gonna have to stop that week one right now. No sacks for him this week because once he gets going, that defense gets going.
well, one thing I'll say about that, because I watched a Cam Jordan interview, and they asked him their preparation for Mariota, and he's like,
Mhm.
"Well, we kind of have to look at tape from when he was with the Raiders." They said the Falcons really haven't given us anything
Right.
this preseason to look at with him. They just been vanilla.
Hmm.
So he's aware of that, and point to what you were saying to him, all these sacks. We
Right.
don't have that number 2 back there who doesn't have the mobility that
Yes.
these new guys have.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that should
Different ball
hope.
game.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
It's a different
Like
ball
you
game.
said, back then they could just pin their ears back and
And
go at
go.
Matt.
Hmm.
Now
Yeah,
that's got to be in the back of their head that if
right,
they over pursue, he could step up and make a play.
right. I'm looking forward to this game. Opening day against the Saints, your rival. Um, that place should be packed. You're gonna have your Saints fans, but Falcon fans, you got to be louder than the Saints fans this weekend. You have to be. You can't go in there and sit on your hands. You can't not just show up to the game. Matter of fact, stay out of the corridor and get in your seats. Ain't nothing
Preach.
to see. Ain't nothing to see in the corridor. Nothing. Get your food, get your dollar hot dog, your dollar Coke, or whatever it costs, and go sit down and cheer on this football team because you that's walking around in the corridor trying to look cute and trying to be cool are the first ones to say, "Oh, the Falcons suck. They this, that." How do you know if you ain't even watched the game?
Preach.
You don't even know what you're talking about. You ain't even watching the game. You watching people walk by, holding conversations, spilling beer on people when you bump them and stuff.
Yes.
Mustard all on your shirt. If you spill beer and you won't have mustard on your shirt, you sit down and watch the game. Sit down and watch the game.
And I've always been a stickler for people, standing up. But the thing it ain't necessarily you stand up. You got to make noise.
Yeah.
You can stand up and be quiet. It ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. Or
Y'all need
standing
that
up, looking
place.
around, see who you can see.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
exactly.
come on, man. Watch the game.
You
Watch
gotta you
the
gotta yell
game.
till you almost get a headache. Everybody,
Oh,
if your
yeah.
head
You got
starts to
to.
hurt, that means you're doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to wake up the next morning and go,
Yes.
what happened? Like my voice is today because I went to see my son's team play in Charleston
Yeah.
and I got my coach's voice on sitting in the stands and now my voice is, I'm like, I'm out of shape. My voice is out of shape. I haven't coached and yelled in 2 years like I
See?
wanted to. Yeah.
And fans, like you said, you got to use it. You got to yell. You got to be loud. Um, there's no excuse. They haven't played a game, so they haven't lost or they haven't won.
Right. Right.
No need for you to say,
Mhm.
"Oh, them Falcons."
Yeah.
No, there's no excuse. Get out there, show up, be on time, make noise. Like you said, some
Mhm.
Saint fans they will be there, but you're
Yeah.
gonna have to be louder. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to be.
The only party that goes on in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is on the field.
Hmm.
Stop
Yes.
it. Ain't no party on Sunday afternoon. If you look, I guarantee you, hey, if you ain't gonna cheer, go to church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you gonna look, if you want to, come on, man. I'm serious about this now.
No,
I'm
you're
really
right though.
really serious about this because I was talking to a guy today when I was working out, and he asked me about my experience in Pittsburgh. He's a
Mhm.
Dallas Cowboys fan, and he says when you go to a Cowboy game, it's nothing but Cowboys. He says, "What was it like in Pittsburgh?" I said there was no other team to cheer for, or was represented in the city of Pittsburgh but the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's all that matters. And people can say, well, here in Atlanta, people are from everywhere, 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 and they come, but you go to the game.
Yeah.
So if you're going to the game, cheer for the Falcons. Okay, I understand that you might be from New York, or you may be from Carolina, you may be from LA, or you may be from Florida. I get that. We're not playing them. We're playing the Saints. Cheer
Exactly.
for your Falcons. Where you pay taxes, that's the team you should be cheering for.
Right on. You ain't telling no lies. You ain't telling no lies. I mean, speaking of which, I'm sure you could tell us some of the great memories that you had when playing in the Georgia Dome against
Right,
the Saints. I mean,
right.
that thing would be rocking.
Oh
Uh,
man. I remember the first time we played this, my first time experienced the Saints game was in 94. And all week it was like, hey man, we got to be on our game. This game is going to come down to the wire. They always do. It probably come down to a field goal, this and that and this. That's how close it is. We can't make any mistakes, this and
mhm.
that. So we get in the game. I'm having a good game. We all having a good game. We're up by like 17 points. And I'm going, what are y'all talking about? Who said this game had to be close? We lost on the last second field goal.
Oh my God.
And I said, oh my goodness. I think the only game I played in with the Falcons against the Saints that wasn't close was that 98 year. when we went there and it was a blowout. But
Mhm.
other than that, everything else was to the fourth quarter. It was amazing. No matter who was playing quarterback, it was just something about this game that it was like the backyard brawl. It was
Mhm.
like, hey man, I don't care what the records are. Look, we're the better team, and we're gonna show it. And the thing is, sometimes it was playing spoiler,
Mhm.
one team over the other, or it was who was gonna be at the bottom. Sometimes it was like who was gonna be at the bottom of the
Yeah,
division.
who's gonna be the
Uh,
worst? Finish
so
the worst.
yeah, yeah. So it it's a great matchup, and the fun thing about this game is when the Saints fans come to the stadium.
Yeah.
It's a cool atmosphere, man. It's a really cool atmosphere because I got to give respect to their fans because
Mhm.
when they come in busloads and they rock the stadium, man. And I don't know how they get them good seats.
Because
I
the
don't know.
Falcon fans selling their tickets. That's how.
No, man, that's crazy how they get them good seats in the end zone, like in the corner area. You see all this black and gold, and I'm going, how do they get these good seats? Because when we get seats at their stadium, they all the way at the top.
All
I
the
said, oh
top,
my
yeah.
God.
If we do, we're spread out. We're not in a
Yeah,
group. It's
yeah.
two or three
They
here.
don't
We're spread
ever
out.
let us sit together. That's
Mm.
I think that's playing for the Saints when they
Yeah,
give
I wouldn't
they
doubt it.
they make sure that they spread us out a little bit.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy, man. But this is going to be a fun game to watch, man. This is if I don't care if you're not a Saints fan or a Falcons fan. This for opening day in the NFL for a long time rivalry to be the first game out is huge.
I
It's
agree.
huge because there's some answers on both sides. Which quarterback is going to step up?
Mhm.
Which defense going to step up? How are the young guys for the Falcons going to step up? How is Mike Thomas going to affect the game?
Mhm.
It's how is Tyron Matthew going to affect the game? It's so many storylines here. Uh,
And
uh,
I was going to say one X factor who I think is going to be a big part, who is no longer there, Sean Payton.
yeah,
This is their first game without Sean Payton against us. He did own the Falcons,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he ain't over there calling those plays
It
anymore.
is so funny you said that because that was my next point.
Oh.
We was on the same page. But Dennis Allen is no stranger to being a head coach. Was once a head coach with the Raiders, had
Mhm.
minimal success. But the thing is, the advantage they have with him as a head coach, they don't lose their coaching staff. So
Yeah.
everybody's still in place. The defensive players, defensive staff is still in place. Your offensive staff is really still in place, except for Sean Payton call the plays, devising up the schemes, and all those things. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of uh, approach or philosophy they're going to have offensively uh, this this Sunday because they went out and got a receiver. They got two receivers, one in a free agent, then they drafted
Drafted
one.
one.
And so it kind of tells you right now, they got the distraction out the way with Taysom Hill. Is it gonna be Taysom Hill? It's gonna be Winston. They got that distraction out the way. So now Winston can just concentrate on his job. So the direction they're going in offensively. They want to put up some points. They want to it looks like they're gonna play fast.
Mhm.
And we just gotta be ready. I think when we pressure the quarterback, uh, it's not about sacks. It's just getting him off his mark, making him think, confusing him, and that's the key. I think Winston has matured, but he still hasn't played a lot of football since he left Tampa Bay.
Right.
So he's still young in this offense. So I think we have an opportunity to pull so-called upset since we're the
Mhm.
underdogs. And that's the thing. It's almost like you saying you letting your neighbor come
Mhm.
in your backyard, start up your grill, and cook his food on your grill, and then walk through your house, out the front door, back to his house.
Mhm.
That ain't gonna happen.
Exactly.
That ain't gonna happen. Not in my house. You gonna
No.
tell me I'm gonna let somebody beat me in my house? Come on, that ain't gonna happen.
And that's how it's got to be, fans. Y'all got to come with the energy on Sunday.
Yeah,
Got to come with it.
Yeah.
What you got for us in the show?
Man, um, here's the thing. It's just plain and simple, man. It's just be kind to one another. It's just plain and simple. Be kind to one another. The thing is when you try to bully others or make others do what you want them to do, it doesn't work out. And if it does, it's gonna turn on you at some point.
Mhm.
And the thing is, you gotta let people be who they are and respect who they are because you want them to respect who you are. So just be kind to one another, man, and enjoy Sunday's game.
Yes. Let's go, Falcons. Rise up. Make sure everybody is on time. Get to the tailgate at 6 a.m. How about that? Okay.
Oh wow. It's gonna be still dark, man.
Hey, well, you got to get like me then.
Well, I'm gonna be tailgating at home. I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
I can't go down there week one.
All right.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. And let me. I know. Look, I know we're supposed to be closing. If you're supposed to be in the stadium, get in the stadium. Don't wait to halftime or whenever to
Yeah.
go in the stadium or after the first quarter. Be in your seats during the national anthem. How about that?
Right
How
on.
about be in your seats during the national anthem and the kickoff. Let's do that. See if we can make that happen for once. Because I would like to see one time when the game comes on and the announcers are talking and you look at the background. I would like to see all seats filled.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I sparing here, sparing there. Come on, man. You
Make it
got
look like the college game that was in there.
exactly. You wait, hold up now. You didn't party Friday night. You didn't party Saturday night. You can't party Sunday. Come in the game and watch the game. Come on, you didn't
You
you
know
should
who
be
you are out there.
yeah, you should be Bacardi, champagne, beer out by the time you get to Sunday. Now it's time to sit back and enjoy a football game. You can't wait. Wait a minute. Hold up. What this is it. I'm going. You can't get home at 3 o'clock in the morning after you just had a night of drinking and then be at the tailgate at 10 and open up another beer. Come on, man. Come on, man.
You
Wait
touching
till after the
nerves.
game.
You hitting this gonna let a lot of hit dogs holler after that one.
Look, after the game, to celebrate after the game, man.
Yes.
After the game.
We
Look,
want something good to talk about next week.
look, after the game, all beer in the stadium is gonna be 50 cents. So
Yeah.
wait till after the game. Arthur Blank gonna call me and say, "Did you say that?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, I didn't say that. I said, well, good, man. Hey, man, enjoy the weekend, bro. It's gonna be a good one."
Yep. Everyone, like I said, be there. See y'all then. Y'all have a great week. Bye bye, everyone.
Peace.